Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Embroidery Hub. My name is Willy, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can embroider on yoga mats. Now these mats are not that hard to embroider on, even though they're pretty thick. Now to prove that, I'm going to be embroidering on our EM1010, which is our smallest machine, but I am going to be using a mighty hoop, which is a magnetic hoop, and our table to make this process a little bit easier on us. Now that means that if this machine could do it, all of our embroidery machines are able to embroider on them as well. Now, if you guys want to practice embroidery on yoga mats and you want to try out this design, just wait till the end of the video and I'll show you exactly where you can find it for free. Now, if you guys have any questions, just write them on the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe for some future tutorials. All right, let's get started. Now, before I begin, if you guys want to see live demonstrations like this and get hands-on training on a Ricoma machine of your choice, join us this year for Deco Summit, which I've linked in the description below. Deco Summit is a 3-day conference where instructors will show you how you can create projects like this and more. Alright, so these are the materials we're going to be needing for this project. We have, like always, our snips and our scissors. We also have 2 layers of clear topping. We're going to be using this for the top of the mat so that our thread doesn't sink into the mat. Now for this project, I'm going to be using this tape to hold down my topping, which is going to be the clear way that we have right here. This way our embroidery stays nice and detailed. And we also have 2 layers of stabilizer, which is going to go in the back. These are tearaway. Now the reason why we're using tearaway is because towards the end of the video, we're going to be cleaning out the back of the mat and we wanted to make it as neat as possible. So that's why I'm using 2 layers of it. Now I'm also going to be using these needles. These are the 80 by 12 size needles and these are sharp needles. Now the reason why I'm going to be using these is because the mat is pretty thick and we're also going to be running at 1,000 stitches a minute. Now as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be using the mighty hoops for this project, mainly because these mats are really thick and hooping them with your standard embroidery hoops is not just hard but almost impossible. So we'll be using these magnetic hoops that all you have to do is place on the bottom part under the mat and the top piece on the top, and the two will snap together holding the mat tightly. These hoops are great for embroidering tough and thick items like jackets and bags, but also just to make the hooping process faster and easier for regular garments. If you guys want to learn more about the mighty hoops, go to the description below. We're going to have a video there for you. As for the machine, we're using the EM1010 with the optional table. Now the reason why we're using this table is so that the mat does not hang off the hoop during the embroidery. This way the mat can rest on the table and we don't get any registration issues. You can learn more about this machine by following the link in the description below. So now, the first thing we have to do is place the bottom piece of the magnetic hoop. Then on top of this, we're going to be putting our stabilizer, which is the 2 tearaway stabilizer that goes in the back of the mat. And then afterwards, all we have to do is insert the top piece and we're going to be pushing it down just to give it that extra hold so the magnetic parts can be as close as they possibly can together. Lastly, I'm going to be putting my 2 sheets of clear topping on the top of the mat. And I'm going to be using regular tape just to hold down the sides. This way my clear topping doesn't go anywhere and it stays as flat as possible in the top area of my mat. Now let's go ahead and get our hoop and put it in the machine. Alright, so let's see how much we can make out of embroidering a custom design on one of these mats. So I purchased this mat in a local store and it was around $17. Now you can probably buy them in Amazon for a lot cheaper or in wholesale as well. Now depending on what design you embroider on these mats, or if a customer decides to do a custom design on it, you can probably sell these anywhere from $30 to $55. When it comes to yoga mats, you can always reach out to your local yoga studios and offer your services. Maybe even taking one of your own mats, and what you could do is you can cut a piece off the mat and do their logo on it. You could do this for different yoga studios and have them see an example of what you're able to do with your business. Now these yoga studios, they sell their own mats, but they'll probably like to partner with you if they're able to put their own logo on the mat. So go ahead and give that a try. All right, so let's talk about some digitizing tips for yoga mats. Now, just like in our previous videos, when we were embroidering on 3D puff caps, we want to make sure that we put our density as high as possible. This way the foam doesn't stick out of the threads. Now for this design, I set my density up to 0.1. Now by doing this, you're running the risk of cutting around your design, but we will prevent this by adding 2 sheets of clear topping on top of our mats and 2 sheets of tearaway stabilizer in the back. Now for this design, I use Chroma Lux, which is a digitizing software. If you want to learn more about this, you can scroll down to the link below. As always, let us know in the comments below what kind of other items you like us to do videos on. Now today I'm using the EM1010. This is a 10 needle Ricoma embroidery machine. Now this is the smallest embroidery machine we have, but don't let that fool you. The last video we did, we showed you how this machine is able to do car mats, and they're pretty thick. Now if you guys want to check that video, go in the description below, we'll have it there for you. All right, so let's go ahead and clip in our hoop. Going to make sure my yoga mat, it's going to be under, they're going to be under my brackets. Put one side in, this side. Now it's nice and locked in. All right, so let's go ahead and choose our design. We're gonna go to our file. Now I have already imported it to my machine's memory. Now, as you guys may know, this machine holds up to 200 designs on the memory. So basically all you would have to do is transfer from your USB memory to your machine's memory. Since I already have it here, I'm going to go to the next page. I have it right here, it's called the yoga. Press OK. It loads up, takes me to my home page. Now, like always, choose your hoop. Make sure you have the correct hoop in your machine. It's going to recenter itself. Once it does that, you're going to press the escape button, and we're going to choose our colors. Now, since I've already embroidered this in the past, the machine already recognizes the design and automatically puts the colors. All I have to do is press the OK and pretty much make sure that I'm in the center. We're going to do that now by looking at needle number 1. Now I'm going to center my design using the arrow keys. It's pretty much centered. If you guys, for example, if you guys ever want to recenter the design on the center of your hoop, if it's hooped in the center, all you have to do is choose your hoop one more time, and it's going to automatically center itself, as you can see right here. So just press the OK. We're pretty much good there. All I have to do is just press the trace button. Now, after choosing my hoop, I do have to flip my design at 180 degrees because the longer part of the mat is going to be facing towards the outside. So let me go ahead and flip that. You could easily do it by pressing on this button and pressing this one here. Press the OK, flips it around, and that's perfect. Now I'm going to be raising my speed all the way to 1,000. Now this design is 12,000 stitches and it only has 2 trims. So it should take us anywhere from 13 minutes to 14, around that range, because we are running it at 1,000 stitches a minute. All right, let's go ahead and press the start button. So this is the final product. Now let's go ahead and just take off our topping. Let's take off this tape first. And since we have 2, I'm going to be doing one at a time. Can come out nice and neat. All right, so now all we have to do is just get it off the machine and turn it around so that we can rip off our tearaway stabilizer. All right, so now that I took the hoop off, all I have to do is just turn it around and rip off our stabilizer. I'm gonna be doing one at a time. Well, you guys get the point. All right, guys, so this is it. As you can see, it looks really neat. All your threads are sticking out. None of them are hiding inside of your foam. The foam didn't get cut around the design, which that's really good. That's why we used our layers on top of stabilizer and in the back as well. Just a reminder to look how thick this thing is. Let's take a look at the back, and as you can see, it looks real nice and neat. Obviously, this is the back, so this is not the best, the most beautiful part, but definitely this looks awesome. And remember that with this being said, that you guys can do pretty much anything. It could be as big as you want it depending on the hoop that you have. Just try to use the same process. Alright, so there you have it, guys. As you can see, yoga mats might be intimidating, but they're really not that much of a challenge. Hopefully, you can now add this item to your offerings and attract a whole new group of customers. Now, if you want to try out embroidering on yoga mats, you can download this design for free using the link in the description below. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments below if you have any questions about this project. Also, if you want to connect with other apparel decorators like myself, join our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. There you can ask questions and join the community. And for the latest in the world of decorated apparel, follow us on Instagram at Ricoma HQ. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and that's it for this one. Have a nice day.